Welcome back to the Donny Rapture channel, where I always bring you fresh, never before seen body cam footage. Today's body cam video takes place on South Florida water management land and picks up as Florida Fish and Wildlife officers spot a group of young adults holding handguns.
Step away from it and come here. Put it on the floor. Any other weapons on you? Was doing better until I saw you guys shooting. Stop right there. Turn around. Stay right there. Back up. Sit on the rail. 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 Let me get an ID for everyone.
Oh, I don't have my ID on me.
You don't have your ID on you?
No, sir.
All right. I know you don't have any, so you go ahead.
Yes, sir. I don't lie to you. I'll tell you straight up. I don't have any.
You don't have ID on you?
No, sir.
You guys have a name and date of birth?
Yes, sir.
All right. Watch them. Open number 36 on the L8 and 60th, 65, 2 name and date of births, and a 27. So far? Next one's going to be, the next two are going to be name and date of birth. The first one's going to be common spelling. Last name's going to be alright. How much ammo you got in there? Got weed in there too? Yeah. With the grinder, nice. Alright. He had a vape pen in his pocket. Dumb as shit too. Let me run the serial numbers on them.
That was a brother, I think.
I think so too.
It looks like one.
It looks like one.
It doesn't have any work.
With this right here, this is a Glock slide, but I mean it's a Glock, but I don't see there's the serial number's usually right there.
Yeah. That's a Glock, bro.
That's a Glock. Why is there no serial numbers?
P80?
No. It should be.
P80s these are sick.
Yeah.
Made in the U.S. The lower.
The lower, that's what I'm saying. The lower's
wrong.
The lower's is something else. That's
Yeah.
not a Glock. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's too flimsy. This doesn't have any serial numbers on it. Dirty as shit too. Yeah, the upper's a Glock. The lower, I have no idea what this is. You can bring both of the vehicles in. Alright. Whose car? Alright, you got the key? Alright, let me see it. Alright, so, obviously you guys can't be here.
Yes, sir.
Alright, well, you can be here, you just can't shoot. Okay? How are we going to do this? So, you're 17, right?
Yes, sir.
So, me and your parent will be having a conversation before we have, because you guys are going to get written today for discharge of a firearm inside of a management area. I don't have your, sorry, hold on, give me. Okay, that came back with nothing. When's your birthday? Okay, I'm going to get in my truck And then if I can't identify you, then we're going to have to take the next step of having someone come out here with some rapid ID. Okay, give me a second. I'll be right back. Then I'll finish telling you what we're doing. All right, you have an S at the end of your name. Just in case you didn't know that. So it was a beautiful day. All right, so what's going to happen? That vehicle, you said you bought it, you put it down, whatever it may have been, that vehicle is getting towed. The reason that vehicle is getting towed, that tag comes back to a Ford truck. The tag comes back to a Ford truck. You say the dealer lets you borrow it and you drive it, test drive it. Should have been a paper tag on that. Okay? That tag itself is for a completely different vehicle. Huh? You can call him in a second. Just give me a second. So it's going to get towed. Okay? It's going to definitely get towed. Okay? So we got a tow truck on the way. With that said, you guys are going to have somebody that have to come pick you up from here. Okay? You have to call your parent, and they have to come here. If they do not, and they cannot, I'm taking you to jail. Okay? So get on your phone, call your parent, and tell them to come here. You guys are going to receive a citation just like he's going to receive a citation, but because you're 18, I can let you guys go on that. Okay? Because you're under 18, I got to let you go to your parent. Okay? We're going to take a lot of things out of the car. Okay? First off, you can't shoot here. Second of all, you should have went up the road to Seminole Pratt. There's one shooting range over there. You guys are from, and there's 2 gun ranges in that are a lot closer than coming out here. Well, you raised your hand like you was in school, which you don't attend. That's why your license is suspended.
Whoa, that's a little closer.
It's not a low blow. You didn't go to school. Facts hurt, I know. But continue. Go ahead. Okay. And then yours is suspended too, or it's going to get suspended on the 18th. The lots of it. Okay? You already got in trouble for that. That's crazy. Okay? So you guys are all 3 of you are going to get a warning for that. We're going to throw that in the water. Okay? The grinder, I'm going to seize it and throw it away because you don't have, so you don't need a grinder anymore. Okay? The guns, I'm seizing every one of them. Okay? So if it was your dad's gun or your mom's gun or your father's gun or they're mine now. I'm going to seize them. I'll give you guys a property receipt. Okay? All of you guys will be on it, so each of you will have a copy of it. And at that point, then I'm going to take control of it, and I'm going to take ammo and everything else in between. Okay? And then when the conclusion of that happens, then you guys can petition to get it back. Okay? Yeah. Any comments, questions, concerns?
Do you have like a paper so we can petition to get it back?
Yeah. So what's going to happen is it's going to be in my care, in my custody, until the court date. After the court date, and after everything has been settled, either it's been dismissed or you've been pled out or whatever it is, at that time, the judge will be able to tell you if you're able to get it back or not. And then at that point, you can petition to get it back. Or they say, no, it's seized during a crime, I'm going to keep it. So it's up to the judge on that situation. Okay, but yes, I'll be seizing all of that. The book bag you guys can have back. The stuff in the car, the little bit of stuff in the car, we're going to take out. You guys can go ahead and have that. The less I got to put on the inventory sheet, the better. I'm going to seize that tag right there, because again, that tag comes back to a black Ford pickup truck. That's not it. Okay, that's a white Lincoln. I understand. Listen, that's why I can't charge you for that, because you don't know any better. That's fine. But at the same time, you got it's you. So again, car's going to get towed. You're going to get a copy of the tow receipt because you're the owner of it, per se. I'm going to take the tag. That's going to go. You can call the guy and figure out what's going on with that. But as of right now, unless he can get here in the next 30 minutes to get you a tag that's for that, that's getting towed. Which he ain't going to be able to because he's down there in Miami. So call your parent. Get that coming now. Actually, just call him. Let me talk to him. Hello. How you doing? This is Officer with FWC. How you doing? So I have your son. He was shooting guns and has possession on the LA canal out here in Loxahatchee. Because he's under 18, I need you to come pick him up. Okay? I'll let him have his phone so he can drop you a pin of where it's at. And then by the time you get here, everything paperwork-wise will be done, and I'll be able to explain everything to you. And then, was 2 of those his guns? No, they're none of his guns. That was your. Okay, so okay, all right. So yeah, because I didn't know if the guns were yours or not. But anyways, no, I just need you to come here so I can give him to you, because if not, then I have to take him downtown to the jail. Who's this? Car dealership. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How we doing?
Bro, it was my honest mistake.
That's fine. The car's still gonna get towed.
Yeah, I mixed up the plates, bro. It's supposed to have a dealer plate on it.
Yeah, it's supposed to have it. If I had a scale, I don't think that's 20. That's not 20 grams. So, so yeah, anything under 20 grams is a misdemeanor. So, it's just, I'm gonna give them a warning on that because I didn't see them smoke it. They had possession of it. It is what it is. All right. Unlawful possession and discharge of a firearm on Swift Mud property. This is Swift Mud property. Everything on the other side of this yellow fence is Swift Mud property. Okay, you can't just come here and shoot because you feel like it. Understand you guys could have got jammed up a lot more than you could have, should have. Those are firearms without serial numbers. That's and you found them. Is what it is. You're under 18. You can't even be around them without a parent. Okay, and then I saw you with them in possession. That's funny. All three of you got the warning for drugs don't mix with anything, but drugs don't mix with firearms for sure. Okay, so that was dumb number 3. Driving around with the car was dumb number 1, by the way. Number 2 was the shooting. That was 3. All right, go ahead.
Sir, this was a question I was curious about earlier.
Yeah.
Is it common that you guys find people here?
Mm-hmm.
Because we see, obviously, when we walk in, we see all the shell heads and all that stuff.
Yep.
That's why we thought it was
What's up,
okay,
man?
but
Yeah. No.
we understand it was our wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but take full responsibility. Understand that.
No
Yeah,
hunting, no fires, no ATVs.
Shoot, think somebody should.
Someone shooting it. I agree. I agree with you. All right. Get what you need to get out of here.
My bad.
All right. All right. Go ahead and walk back over there and shoot.
Let me get your bag.
Here, watch this. Walk this way. Walk this way. Walk this way so we can go that way.
They driving to come here? How did they get here?
So they had it. So there was a vehicle there.
Oh,
So had a vehicle.
okay.
It was a Lincoln. It was a Lincoln, but the tag came back to a Ford, and there was no paperwork. So I got that towed out.
Okay.
And then so that's towed out. That's how they got here.
Okay.
These gates were closed,
Yeah.
and they were parked right there. So when we pulled up, it already had like the new tag. It had the new paperwork, like it just came off the lot.
Yeah.
And so I thought maybe someone parked it. We came out, and sure enough, they were over here shooting. So yeah, and then that's how. So they're allowed to walk here. They're
Yeah.
allowed to be here, fish here, do what they want here.
Yeah.
They
But
just
not
can't. They
shooting.
can't shoot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If they would have just went straight up Seminole Pratt, there's a shooting range over there.
Yeah.
They would have stayed in Boynton or go to Delray. There's shooting ranges there.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. Like I said, it's not the end of the world, but at the
Yeah.
same time, especially with involved,
Yeah.
that's another issue altogether, because now you're slowing down your ability to react to
Yeah.
things, and you're not thinking logically with a firearm that will kill you.
Yeah.
You know, all it takes is one time did I take the round out of the slide and I look at it. That's all it takes, and that's all done. Or hey, look, it's fun, and then you shoot somebody. It's
Yeah.
just it's not a good combination, drugs and alcohol with firearms.
Okay.
So the firearms are being seized just because they're being used in a crime, and as well as 2 don't have a serial number, so that's a problem. I was on the fence of what I was going to do. He was charged on the last one. He wasn't convicted. So you can be charged with everything in the world. If you're not convicted, you're not
Yeah.
convicted. But this is not going to be something that just walks away from him.
Yeah.
He needs to understand that he can't have both of them at the same time. He's 17, and I didn't call the school police because that's a whole nother issue
Yeah.
that he already has. All right, his license is going to be suspended on March 18th. Just heads up on that one. For truancy.
His license?
His license,
Yeah.
yes, his license, learner's license, whatever he has, it will be suspended
Yeah.
come March 18th.
Okay.
All right, it's already in the process. It's pending. It's going to get It's going to get rectified on the 18th.
Okay.
Okay, that's for truancy. Him not showing up to school.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I didn't call the school police because then they can come and they can get him for truancy as well. It is what it is. I'll let you handle that. You're the
Okay.
parent of it. But other than that, like I said, they're free to go with you if you want to. He's free to go with you. Obviously, he's going to go with you because he's your son. But other two, if that's on you. Any questions, comments, concerns?
Not really.
No?